All right,
All right.
Revelations 2.
Oh my god, I'm so tempted to put it near S, because I really enjoyed it, but the story was more.
If I can't have it in S, I would like to have it at the very least behind RE7.
I can see it going to S. I think S is appropriate for it.
Like story wise,
I mean,
I don't
really
think it's beating 4 or 2, but I think S is fine. And but if
the unique co-op aspect to it, the actual visuals of the game, the gameplay, the mercenaries mode. Oh my fucking god, the mercenaries mode was so good.
Yeah, I would say it probably has the best multiplayer out of any of the RE games.
And just I believe it is the second mission with Claire and Moira where you are in the prison and there's big stupid traps and prisoners everywhere. Is that actually the end of mission 1?
Yes, it happens right after the scene where basically they invade the party on the top of the hotel, and then you wake up almost very next day.
Yeah, that's right. And then you basically dig your way up. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like that whole opening sequence is so goddamn good.
And in the forest, the very next scene with them is also amazing. Like I'd throw it in S. I think it genuinely deserves to be in the S tier.
And I played as both Barry and the little girl whose name I can't remember, and I thought playing as the little girl would be boring, but it's actually not.
It wasn't.
Because
Sherry?
Was it Sherry? No,
it wasn't Sherry, but it was
It's like an actual like child who can like spot the weak spots of the monsters.
It was a cool mechanic. Like they really did well. I honestly would put it in S. I think it deserves it. I was originally going to say let's put it in S, but maybe towards A. But the more I talk about it, the more I think it.
All right.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna put 2? RE2, vanilla
S.
RE2.
I have sentimental value for that game. I gave it an A just because that was actually the first Resident Evil I played.
You were lucky.
I missed part 1, but then when I got part 2, dude, my friends came over and watched me play this game, and middle of the day, liquor crashing through the mirror, scared the shit out of everybody. It was great. So I mean, I might be hyping it up just because, sentimental reason, but it's there for me. I gave it an A.
So I put it in S, and other than my own bias for the Leon games, I actually put it in S because it's everything good about RE1 but better with more content because there's 3 endings.
I actually can agree with that. I think 2 does deserve S tier. I think I put the scariness above, like a tier above 1.
Chris is like,
because these games, that's what they started off. They started off as scary games, right? They became more actiony, but like they started off as horror games.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they drew you in, especially because I remember Resident Evil 2. You get in the car accident or whatever, you get through the buses that are all overturned.
Yeah.
To the police precinct, and I'm just like, dude, I really want to get into this building because I know it's a video game, but holy crap!
The alligator?
It was suspense. Oh, the alligator.
Oh my god, man! The first time I played that game, I was so blown away. I beat it in a day.
The only bad thing about RE2 is
be careful.
Genuinely is the last boss that is not a part of the C ending where you beat Claire and Leon's, because that part's really cool. But Birkin, or I think it's Birkin, when you're just beating the game with like Leon A or Claire A, super duper boring. He is such an awful last boss. All right, Resident Evil Remake for the GameCube, and if you want to include the Steam version, go ahead. I feel like that goes in S tier.
Yeah, I'd give it an S because
it's one of the best goddamn remakes I've ever played.
The GameCube, especially, like, did anybody else play the GameCube one when it came out?
Yeah, absolutely. No, that and Resident Evil 0, I played the shit out of.
Yeah.
So, where do we put it up here in the top? Do we put it in front of 2? No. I feel like we put it in front of 2.
Well, okay, I guess it is the original 2.
Yeah, I don't think it's beating 4, but I do think it's second on that list.
Because it's the original, up-resed, completely remade from the ground up, which was unheard of around the time.
Jill in all her glory.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, beyond that, remember, I'm trying to think back, like, that was early 2000s where, like...
Oh, that was 2002.
Right, lighting and stuff was still very in games, but you remember, like, when you walked into that room
pretty
in the beginning and you saw a light swing, and you actually saw the light from the light swinging with it, it was like, whoa.
Yeah. Whoa. Like they did an unbelievable amount of work for it, and it's the Steam version as well is so damn good. And one of the new things I recently found out is one of the new trends for the Steam version of RE Remake is actually a randomizer that I'm going to be trying before too long. So like the game from its fans is still getting a ton of support on the PC side of things. So it's like that community aspect of everyone loves this game and refuses to let it die.
Fair enough. I mean, I definitely think it deserves this then. And Chris, did you play it?
No, I have not played that one, unfortunately.
I gotta get it too. I think I have a copy.
God.
I may have it, and it just sat in my library because, you know...
Shit, I might have given it to you already. Who knows?
I think you did, honestly. I remember you actually giving me certain Resident Evils, and I can't remember which ones.
Who has played Code Veronica?
So, wait a minute. Before we shit on Code Veronica.
Well, I'm not shitting on
it. It was a solid RE game. It was flawed by the system it was on.
Yes.
I'm gonna shock you. I'm gonna shock you. I want to put it before Revelations, but like between Revelations and 5.
I think that's fair. Code Veronica was a surprisingly good RE game. The last fucking fight on the grader. Oh my god.
That game needs a remake.
I love that game. It really does need a remake. It needs to be done properly.
And
they need to give it a proper... Yeah. It was.
Like, can you remember, like, game. I thought I beat that game, and then I wake up on that fucking cargo thing, and I was like, oh my god. That was halfway.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna knock out RE2 remake and RE3 remake. RE2 remake, where are we putting this boy?
Absolute leftmost on the S for me, but I know it won't be for everybody. For me, it's the single best in the series.
I was...
Whoa!
I'm sorry. I know that that's going to really be weird for some people, but 2 was one of my favorites of all time, and that was one of the best, not just best, like, remakes of, you know, one of the Resident Evils, but just in general. It was so true to the original, but it improved everywhere that I wanted it to improve.
I want to put it before 4.
Oh, okay. No, I'm fine with that. I mean...
Okay. Yeah.
Because for all of the same reasons that I was talking about for RE Remake, RE2 Remake does it and then some.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Mechanical upgrades, visual upgrades, story upgrades.
Well, and they even changed, like, just, you know, no more tank controls. Like, we're back to the new third person over-the-shoulder perspective. And
the bevy of content that's in the game, too. Like... Not just the Leon and Claire thing, but just like you have the hunk scenarios, you have the stupid tofu thing,
escaping
you have
the police chief.
Yeah,
the girl that he murdered. That
oh yeah, that like added scene. Oh my god,
there's so much DLC for that.
Yeah, it's good. There's a lot. Is there any objections to me putting it there?
Nope.
All right,
Cedric, did you play it?
I did, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I wasn't sure because you were kind of quiet on that one. Where would you?
I think I'm a little surprised it's that high, but you guys make some good points. And three beats one, so put it there.
Yeah,
that's how we do this.
like avoiding my personal bias, it's hard to undermine how much is actually there.
Yeah.
Also, it is continuing. So where RE7 was the triumphant return, or wait, did Remake come out before 7? I can't remember.
It was the one.
It was after, right? It was like 4 months after.
I think it was right after.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember, regardless what order the games are in, I'm pretty sure 2 Remake was after, but it's continuing that triumphant return of Resident Evil.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, they nailed it with 7, and then 2 right after. It was part of Capcom's whole, like, I don't want to say rebranding, but they really came out of the gate swinging a couple of years back.
So how high in S tier are we putting 4? Ahead of RE2?
S plus.
Yeah, I mean it's got to go actually in front of 2, man.
You know what? I'm gonna be that guy and just say that the reason that one gets a plus for me is the fact that I think that's where Leon starts busting the dad jokes. the Leon sandwich joke is eternal.
Well, he had a kind of wit to him in RE2, but it was more vocal in 4.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Also, he's
We can really
the
give him
best
a first name.
protagonist in the whole series.
Yeah, well, people just love that he came back, right? People liked him in 2. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even remember him from 2. That was the weird thing. Like, I remember 2, but I forgot the name of the dude I played.
Here's something to think about. He is the first character to reoccur in not first character ever to reoccur in a Resident Evil game, but he's the first main playable character to reoccur in a main franchise game.
But do you know the reason why he appeared before Chris Redfield is because Chris Redfield became a P90X asshole during part 4 so that he could be ready for 5.
He was benching. Leon was fighting the Las Plagas and
not P90X. Oh my god.
I'm sorry, but I don't really like Chris, and I know I'm going to be seeing him in part 8, and he looks awesome. But all right, I don't want to get.
Chris
too
ran out of
he's the Chad.
Chris ran out of weights in the benching room and started benching the Tybo guy.
He started lifting zombies, dog.
Oh, that's
He was just out there lifting zombies.
All right.